Okay, here's just a quick video just to show you an issue I'm experiencing with this AEG 60 litre silenced air compressor. The problem is with the pressure switch over here. So when the compressor is turned on, there is air escaping out from here. And I just want to show this to you. You might be experiencing this, and there's either two causes for this, but let me just show you what it sounds like. So when we turn it on, right over here, there is air that's escaping as the compressor is pumping air into the tank. Air is constantly escaping here. Usually there's either of two problems when this happens. Okay, now that it's turned off, there is no air escaping. If air was escaping while it's turned off, it would be the check valve over here, but that's not escaping air. Okay, so it's turned off. It means the check valve works and there's no further air escaping. Now there is under here something called an unloader valve right there. There is a fault with that. It's not working because as the compressor is turned on constantly, then it's escaping air like this. All right, and I turn it off and no further air escapes. It's just when it turns on. So there is an issue with this. It's called an unloader valve. So I want to show you what that looks like. This is a pretty cheap style of pressure switch, and I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll try to get this repaired or get a new part for it. So to remove this, just the screw is in there. Take it out and then the cover comes off. To remove this pressure switch so that I can get to the unloader valve, which is that one right there, I'm going to be removing both of these pressure readers here, and then I'll be taking off the power supplies over here. It's not too difficult to sort of see how it works. Now if you're going to be working on any of this kind of stuff, make sure it's all unplugged and remove all the air from the tank. Underneath your tank you might have a pressure release valve. There we go, that's pretty good. And with the air removed, it's safe to remove pressure switch and the gauges here. Okay, so let's take a closer look at what the issue is here. I'll try to do this with one hand. Okay, this is the exhaust valve. Okay, so basically this particular compressor has two motors and each one pumps air into the tank. There are two check valves, one there and one over on the other side. They both seem to be working fine. If they were not working fine, what the symptom would be that when the motor is turned off, the check valve would not work and then air would escape out from those copper lines and out through the exhaust valve when the motor is turned off. The fact that the motor is turned off right now, no air is escaping, tells me that the check valves are fine. My issue is when the motor is turned on, air is escaping here constantly. So this tells me that this is not a check valve issue. This tells me that this is an unloader valve or a bleeding valve issue, which is this little part here, this little guy. So I'll try to show you with the screwdriver. Right there, there should be a little spring-loaded valve, and it's not spring-loaded. So it's not working, and that tells me that is a faulty unloader valve. So basically, in the off position, like that, that should be depressing down on that unloader valve, and when you switch it on, that should close up and not allow any air escape from here whilst it's pumping. Otherwise, air would be pumped in here whilst at the same time escaping out from here at a rapid rate. That's not helpful at all, and that's where that valve should be in the upright position. When it's turned on, like right now, it should be fully closed, not allowing any air to come out. So I hope that makes sense. All right, here we go. That's popped open, and here we have it. This here is the check valve that is faulty. Let's take a closer look. Now this part here, there should be some sort of a valve or something that pushes up, and it's not. It's like stuck. There's the little valve there. There's an escape port or an air escape port right there. If we were to try to grab this little valve, okay, it's spring loaded. It should be like that. That's the closed position, but for whatever reason, it's pushing down. So there is a fault there or a failure. It should be like that, but it's not. It's constantly in the open position, and we need to find a new one of these. I've had a look online and I cannot locate an unloader valve like this. You just cannot buy this style. Here is my pressure switch right there. The cheapest thing that I'm able to do is to find pretty much a replica like this. This one I can find on Amazon for $14.90, and it'll come in 2 days time. So I've had this now for 4 years, and this has now failed for me. So let's just buy this one and I'll show you how to reinstall it. And here it is, the replacement. So this is the one that just came, and this is the one that was on the AEG compressor. For all intensive purposes, what I am looking at is pretty much an identical copy. So this is our new one from Amazon, and it pretty much is identical. It is identical to what we just got. I'll just explain something with this new pressure switch here. When it's in the on position, as in being turned on, being compressed, no air should be able to go in through here, otherwise air is just escaping, which is what the problem was on the original pressure switch. So the pump is working and compressing, the switch is turned on, no air should blow through here. And the valve works. The unloader valve stops air escaping. The compressor turns off, like that. This allows any extra pressure that's built up just to escape, like this. And that works. So this just shows us that this unloader valve actually works. Off position, on position. There we go. Simple test. We're now going to be putting this pressure switch back into position here. What we first need to do is make sure all of our threads here are cleaned, and I've just used a wire brush and wiped it nice and clean all around these particular threaded areas. Now once that's all cleaned, we're going to be using a liquid thread seal here, here and here. And the product that I like to use is this. I get this from our local Bunnings hardware store, Endura Seal. This is very cheap, but a very, very good product. I think this whole thing just costs like $7, and it lasts for ages. You use this on your plumbing, you could use it on your gas work, and you could use it on high pressure compressors like right here. So we squeeze our bottle, out it comes, we put it around our thread. I like to just put a little film of it on the inside like so, and now we pretty much just start threading it on. And that's pretty much it. That's good. Finally, we're just going to be reattaching our mains and the motor cabling as well onto here. That's pretty good. Excellent. And last but not least, we put back the cover. And now for the moment of truth. I've got it plugged in there, and we're going to be testing this brand new pressure switch and see if there's any further air escape around the unloader valve or if it works well. Now it should turn off in a second when it reaches its full pressure. and that's the escape of air from that valve, and it turns into the open position as the motor turns off. So that's actually pretty good. Everything seems to be functioning again. Fantastic. Alright, and that's it. I hope you found this video helpful, informative, and that it helped some of you out there as to what the cause might be. Give the video a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you on the next one.